Morning, Gaffer.
Morning, Ginger.
Where's the car this morning?
I wish I could remember, because I think I've left something important in it.
What's that?
My head.
Good morning.
It's not. It's not. It certainly is not.
You're late.
Yes, and that's exactly what I feel like. The late Fred Moffat.
Have you been painting the town red again?
Well, to put a short story long, yes. Mind you, it was only supposed to be a quick respray job. I went for a quiet goodbye drink with my in-law to be Norm before he went back to Australia. I should have known better. The next time I go out with him, I think I'll stop at home.
Well, don't expect any sympathy from me.
You sound like Norm's Mrs. Shirl. Before they left for home, she was threatening to book him in his luggage and sit and talk to the cases.
By the way, you asked me to remind you about your car's MOT.
Did I? You needn't have bothered. I'm afraid it got its OUT on the way to work this morning.
What do you mean?
I mean, Betty, that the roots failed on a dirty great tree coming the other way and it ran into me. Backseat drivers can now drive it from the back seat. Mind you, the police didn't have put me through the Magnus Magnusson.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's marvellous, isn't it? I mean, you want some change to pay your local friendly mugger, there's not a policeman in sight. Seconds after parking your car 3 inches inside an ageing oak, there's more coppers on the ground than middle bits on the floor of a washer-making factory.
So how did you get to work? Shanks's pony?
Yes, and this Shanks's pony's about ready for the knacker's yard. Oh, hell, not that.
Hello, Moffat Engineering. One moment, please. It's your relative-to-be, Norm. He's at Heathrow. There's a delay on their flight.
I hope he's not coming back. Hello, Norman. It sounds as if you should have stuck to last night's plan and swam home via the Suez Canal and the Bombay slipper bath. No, I haven't had time to think about it. Look, just tell my missus I'll try and get over for the wedding, but at the moment my bank account's more like a blank account. No, well, I've been thinking over that proposition since you put it to me, but as the man says, I'm not all that sure I want to be the partner of somebody who'd have somebody like me for a partner. Well, I'll drool over it when my brain stops bouncing against my skull. Have a nice flight back, if you eventually get one. Yeah, and good on you too, Cobber.
What proposition was that, then?
Oh, Norm's got a sheep shearing business in Australia. He wants me to go over and join him in it.
Oh, you'd be good at that. You've been fleecing people for years.
If you think I'm going to retaliate by saying something about people trying to turn mutton into lamb, you're absolutely right.
Gaffer,
Hello, Charlie.
do you mind if I ask you something?
Only if you want to say you've got laryngitis and can't talk.
What's sort of spotty with little heads and red patches?
Well, if it's not 9 military policemen, I've got no idea.
Well, whatever it is, I've got it. Only it's not on if I'm off with it, and I don't know what to put down because I don't know what's up.
Betty, have a look at Charlie's personnel file and see which planet he comes from, will you?
I think he's referring to the new SSPS.
SSPS? Was your mother frightened by Jimmy Young?
The statutory sick pay scheme. It's as easy as ABC once the PIW has been established by the DHSS.
Sounds as if your father was as well.
All right, in plain engineering grunts, this lot are now allowed to write their own sick notes.
This lot have been writing their own sick notes for years. What, you mean now it's legal?
That's the law.
Isn't it? It's lovely, isn't it? If life was a business, it would have gone bankrupt years ago.
So, if I'm laid up, what do I put down?
Preferably the fellow who thought of the flaming scheme in the first place.
Mother, Charlie, let's be having you, everybody outside on the picket line. Chop, chop.
Hey, wait a minute, Harry. What, I didn't know that industrial disputes come under the Official Secrets Act. Now, I didn't even know there was a strike on.
Maybe that's because there isn't.
Well, what's all this get fell in with coming out stuff?
These boys have been getting very slack lately, so I've decided to sharpen them up a bit. From now on, we're having strike drill twice a week. Well, I mean, we've fallen down badly on our sit-ins this year, although our down tools are up.
I don't believe all this.
Morning.
Oh, come on in, come and join us. It must be very lonely out there on the shop floor for you.
Oh, thanks very much, Gaffer. Actually, I'm expecting a phone call.
Oh, that's made my day, that has.
If it's female, it's for me.
He's somewhere else. Right. Get that repaired. That's it. I've had it, mate. Right. I tell you, that is the straw that's given this camel the ump. I'm getting out. I'm immigrating.
Gaffers don't emigrate. They're supposed to go down with their shops.
Immigrating? You can't be serious,
Oh,
Gaffer.
can't I? I'll tell you how serious I am. My in-law to be over in Antipodes and Anti-Pamland is got a partner who's going to retire and he wants me to join him. So I'm going out to my son's wedding and I shall have a look around it. If I like the look of things I see, I shall shake the dust of England from my feet. Mind you, it won't be all that difficult because most of it has drifted into this office.
Oh, come on, you're kidding us, Gaffer.
Am I? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm dead serious. I am going down under.
If you ask me, you're going up top as well.
It's all right, it's all right, all right. Go and get cheap laughs from... But I'm serious. I mean, what have I got to stay here for? Retirement? When women go to bingo and men go to pieces?
Oh, we are feeling our age, aren't we?
Well, surely it doesn't surprise you, Betty. Do you realise by the time you're 70, you have had 10 years' worth of Monday mornings?
Oh, but what's going to happen to the rest of us? You do realise there are 3 million unemployed out there?
There's always been 3 million unemployed out there. The only difference now is they haven't got any jobs to go to.
You mean you're going to throw all this away?
Throw all what away? The overdraft that my dad left in trust for me, or the cobwebs with the preservation orders hanging off them? Of course I'm not throwing it away. The dustbin men wouldn't take them anyway.
What are you going to do then?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Betty. I am going to sell this place as it stands. While it stands.
What kind of moron is going to buy a place like this?
No, morons. It's in the plural.
You mean, a syndicate?
No, Charlie, I don't. I mean a cooperative. You, Ginger, Harry and Betty. You can have it on sale or return. Work on it while I'm out in fair dinkum land, and if we can agree, you can buy it and have yourself a secure future.
About as secure as a crocodile's dentist.
The bottle's gone now, isn't it, lovely one? Yeah, ever since you've been here, you've been trying to tell me how to run things. Now I give you the opportunity, you back out. You're all talk, you are, Harry. It's the steam that blows the whistle doesn't necessarily drive the train, you know.
All right, you're on. We'll show you, because I reckon that I am a bit of a businessman.
A bit of a businessman? You can be no more a bit of a businessman than you can be slightly dead or partly pregnant. All right, I'm going round to Henry Dodd's shop to see if I can get myself some brain-banging pills. You talk it over amongst yourselves while I've gone and see if you can come up with payment on the non-returnable deposit.
The what?
Well, I shall have to have something, shan't I, just to safeguard me against any losses. When you make a profit, you can take it back out of that.
How much will it be then?
Well, let's just put it this way. How much is a plane ticket to Australia? Morning, Henry.
Oh, hello, Fred. For a minute, then I thought it were a customer with a complaint. Now I see it's just a complaint.
Henry, well, just you watch you don't catch it.
Well, I suppose you're after some food fit for a king, as usual. Which king is it today? The one that prefers salted bacon crisps or the one who likes those black pudding butties?
As it happens, Henry, neither. Have you got a couple of aspirins?
Couple of aspirin. There's 100 in a bottle, you know.
Where the hell am I going to get another 49 headaches? I've had this one ever since I took over Moffat Engineering.
Well, I can soon arrange for you to have another headache very easily. I'm charging you for the whole bottle. 50p, and I don't take American Express.
At those prices, you can afford your own train here. You realise the next person who comes in might be contemplating suicide. I might have hoped to save their life.
Oh. You sound as though you've just been given a life membership to a suicide club. What's wrong?
Well, clearly what's wrong, mate. I've had enough.
What do you mean you've had enough? You usually only say that when it gets to you around.
I'm absolutely serious. I'm getting out. I'm packing it all up.
You what? After all these years? I don't know how long you've been coming in here, Fred, but it's more times than I've tinged the till, that's for sure.
Funny, isn't it? When you're young, you think you can rebuild the world. When you get to our age, you finish up propping up what's left of it. I mean it, though. My old man sat around waiting for something to turn up. In the end, his toes did. It's not happening to me, mate. I'm emigrating. I'm going to Australia.
Never.
Yeah. Any moment now, I shall be oiling the midnight burn after a day on Bondi Beach at Regulo 6.
Well, I'll miss you, Fred. That packet of crisps each week was my bread and butter.
Anyway, I'll be in to see you before I go, all right? Oh, you better serve your customer. She's going to be 100% of your trade when I don't come in anymore, you know. I'll see you before I go. Cobber. Hello.
Yeah.
Isn't that Mr. Moffat of Moffat Engineering?
Yes, that's right, love. Do you know him?
Yes, we have met.
Well, now you've just parted. He's off to Australia any minute.
Is he now? How very interesting. Do you sell aspirins?
Oh, I've got a very special offer. Average contents 100.
That's not a dirty word, it's the village. 8, 9, 8, 7. Right, there you are. And don't ring me unless it's absolutely essential. And in any case, don't ring me until Thursday, because that's when you start paying the phone bill.
Right. When does your plane leave?
Oh, in about an hour. I'm catching the 10:30 rubber band from Leeds to Heathrow.
You don't get nervous about flying then, Gaffer?
No, it's not really. Not unless the pilot hiccup sits at the wrong end and asks which way the sky is. Now, right. Now, don't forget then everything I've taught you about the gospel according to Sir Moffat.
Look, it's all right, Gaffer. We will manage.
All right, Harry, but just don't forget, if you do something and it turns out perfectly right, check the instructions again.
No problem, Gaffer.
Oh, all right, well. Doesn't anybody want to ask any questions at all? Charlie? Because if you've understood everything I've said, I've made a right boo-boo of it.
Well, I was wondering, Gaffer, will we need to know about capital flow?
No, I think the only person who's got to worry about that is the superintendent of the London Sewage Farm when I get to Heathrow. Right. I'll be on me.
Can you manage?
No, you bring them.
Well, brothers, that's it. Today is the first day of the rest of our lives.
Yeah. And now we can sit back, put our feet up, and have the rest of our lives.
Oh, this place seems empty without the Gaffer, doesn't it?
Without the Gaffer, Charlie, the place is empty.
Listen, you can forget all about the Gaffer because from now on, we are the Gaffer.
Hey, that's right.
Yes. And for a start, you, Ginger, can get yourself out of my seat.
Your seat?
Well, yes, it's obvious that I shall be running the company.
There's nothing obvious about it.
Betty, allow me to remind you that as the shop steward, I have the power to call you all out on strike until you give in to our just demands.
Enter! Hello there. And I say that without prejudice. Smiling Sam Smith, Sam's Autos, your local four-wheeler dealer. Tell me, is the boss in?
Oh, you mean the ex-boss? Well, he is at the moment halfway between being a British export and an Australian import.
You mean he's left the country?
And don't think the country didn't try leaving him first.
Oh, right. Thanks very much. I'll be off then.
Other way.
Oh, sorry. Wrong door. Excuse me asking, Squire, but what do you use that room for?
That is the boardroom. Why?
Well, there don't seem to be many boards in there at the moment. And I'm looking for storage space for car spares. I'll pay you 25 quid a week for storing my stuff in there. And the money will go straight from my hand into your pocket, quicker than you can say, Robin Vatman.
1 month payable in advance.
Done, Squire.
Hey.
Oh. I'll send the stuff round this afternoon.
Did I not tell you that I was the wee boy to run this place? There you are. There you are. I told you. Just leave it to your Uncle Harry.
20 quid each. What about the other £5?
That's the bet you leave to your Uncle Harry. Good morning, Bettina.
Good grief.
Well, I delivered those cams to Grimshaw's yesterday, so that will be a tidy little sum coming in quite soon. And, of course, we've got that standing order with Jones Electrical. Oh, doing quite nicely. Plus, of course, making a few quid every week, renting out the boardroom to Smiling Sam. Yes, I think we could say we are doing all right. Thanks to me, who shall remain nameless.
Morning, Harry.
Good morning, Ginger. And what is this?
Grimshaw's have sent back those clams you delivered yesterday.
What?
Rejected. Not to specified limits on 10% random sample.
This way, miss.
Right, who's in charge here?
I am, madam.
Well, I'm the factory inspector.
On the other hand, you know, I think it's a very good idea if we all take it in turns to run the place. Oh, Betty, look, it's just about time for you to have a go.
I'm sorry, Harry, but I'm very busy.
Charlie, would you like to see to Her Majesty's factory inspector?
I didn't even know Her Majesty had any factories.
Ginger, my friend.
Sorry, she's too old for me.
Shall we go, Mr...
Oh, Struth.
After you, Mr. O'Struth? Those toilets are a disgrace.
Yes, I know. There's not a single thing written on the walls that was spelt right, eh?
I want them cleaned up at once.
Oh,
Hello? What's this?
Oh, that is a Smith and Turner. Great little lathes.
In their time. Did you remove the guards?
No, certainly not, no. They fell off onto Charlie's foot, so I just threw them away because they were dangerous.
So is this machine. I'm putting a stop order on it as of now. Not to be used until I've seen it properly guarded.
But we need that for an urgent order. You can't do that.
Are you a betting man, Mr. O'Struth?
Oh, really? Yes, I'll tell him. Thank you. Goodbye.
Betty, what are we going to do?
I know what we aren't going to do. Those generator shafts for Jones Electrical. Their buyer just telephoned, cancelling their standing order.
Oh, no! I don't know what trouble is going to walk through that door next. Oh.
Fred! Oh, nice to see you.
Get off, you sex lunatic.
Gaffer!
Don't you start.
Gaffer, it's a miracle.
It's not, you know, it's a cock-up.
Don't tell me you missed the flight. I thought you'd be in Australia by now.
The only flying I've been doing is in that bucket ticket shop. I flew off the handle.
You mean no ticket?
Yeah, they said it wasn't in the computer. These days, if you're not in the computer, you're not in the human race. Thanks very much. I could do with a sit down. Right. How have things been going then over the past few days?
What, do you want the bad news, the very bad news, or the...
Gaffer, things are terrible. I don't know which way to turn. Grimshaw's rejected all the cams that we sent them, and then Jones Electrical cancelled their standing order, and now the factory inspector has put a stop on the Smith and Turner just because he's got no guards. And we need it for an urgent order.
Well, seems a normal sort of morning to me. Right, let's have a think. George Ford's got a Smith and Turner. Borrow his guards until the factory inspector's seen him in position. He owes us a favour. I lent him the guards off our milling machine the other week. Well then, Jones Electrical, the buyer, you say cancel the order. You have been giving him his liquid Danegeld.
What for?
What do you mean, what for? Haven't you seen the government wealth warning? It states categorically allowing customers to buy their own ale can seriously damage your business.
But what about the cams that Grimshaw have rejected? We cannot afford to do them again.
When did you send them?
Yesterday.
What, the 29th? Grimshaw would reject his grandma on the 29th. He's got to pay for them in 2 days' time, hasn't he? Look, send them off sometime next week. You'll find there's absolutely nothing wrong with them.
Oh, of course, it's obvious. I would have thought of that myself.
Oh, yes, I'm sure you would, Harry. You'd wonder what to do next after you breed out. Right, now, anything else gone wrong?
The bank phoned.
Yes, well, that doesn't surprise me. That's really one of the reasons I came back. Instead of stopping in London for 3 days, why they organised me another ticket. I remembered that woman who went into Henry Dodd's shop when I was talking about going to Australia works for the bank. If she's mentioned it to the manager, he's going to start asking some very awkward questions.
He already has.
QE flaming D.
So I said to him, Moffat, gone to Australia? On what? If you told him to go to hell, he'd try and borrow the fare.
Thank you, Betty.
Shall I get him to phone you, I said. Only he's not in a very good mood, I said. In that case, he said, don't bother, he said. And you do realize I can never teach at Sunday school again.
I never realised they were the sort of hymns you were interested in, Betty. But well done. I'll tell you what, I'll just get my bags in the boardroom. I'll get out and have something to eat. I'm absolutely starving, thanks, Harry.
Oh, while you're in the boardroom, you'll see one good bit of business that I did.
Harry, what are those flaming boxes?
Oh, Company Tycoon Campbell here. Let the room to Smiling Sam for storage space.
Smiling Sam Smith, you great steaming haggis!
What's wrong?
What's wrong, you bereft bagpipe? I only hope your brain's still under warranty. Look, we only lease this place off that charlatan George Barnshaw, and we are not allowed to sublet. He's been looking for years to find an excuse to get us out of here.
Well, he doesn't have to know.
He already knows, doesn't he? Can't you recognise a setup when you see it? Look, Smiling Sam Smith just happens to be George Barnshaw's brother-in-law. Oh, come on, help me get these boxes. We'll chuck them out. Come on. Now, right, get them as fast as you can. And hang on, we're too late. George Barnshaw's just arriving in the yard in his car. Look, get out. Keep him talking. Just stall him anyhow. I'll think of something.
No.
Now, it's no good. Stop trying to...
What?
Any longer. You know who I am. Barnshaw. I own this place.
Oh, Betty! Did you know that this is Mr. Barnshaw and he actually owns this place?
Oh, bully for Barnshaw.
Don't be cheeky. Right. I want you lot out of here by Monday morning, 9 o'clock.
You'll be lucky, George. It takes me all my time to get them in here by 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I thought you were in Australia. Anyway, you've broken the terms of your lease. No subletting, it says, in the small print.
Come on, George. You're going from the sublet to the ridiculous.
Oh, am I? I'll show you if it's ridiculous or not.
Hey, Gaffer, what are we going to do?
George Barnshaw. Come on.
There you are. Stuff that you've been storing for for somebody.
You shouldn't really have touched that, George. You know, fingerprint, you know.
What are you talking about?
I'll show you, mate, what I'm talking about. Look at the stuff that's been hidden in here. Look at that. Travelling clock, table lighter, toast rack, candelabra, cuddly toy. It's all in there. There's everything except the conveyor belt and a pair of sliding doors. The boys in blue were very, very interested when I told them all about this lot. Apparently somebody has been hiding a lot of very valuable loot in these boxes.
You told who?
Oh, they said there's been a lot of very big housebreaking around it, and you know what a dodgy lot of friends Smiling Sam's got.
Well, I told him that... Oh, I don't understand any of this.
Oh, well, if you know what about it, George, you better hang on and wait until the boys in blue get here.
Oh, no, Moffat. You're not implicating me. I don't know nothing. I've seen no boxes, and I'll kill that son.
Hey, Gaffer, who's all the boys in blue stuff?
Well, you and Ginger and Charlie all wear blue overalls, don't you?
Listen, where did all this gear come from?
Well, it's all the family presents I was taking to my lad's wedding in Australia. And since it's all your fault, you can repack them.
Doesn't trust the politicians to the left or to the right, because they're all the same in office when they make it overnight. Resents the time he spends on paperwork and VAT. Keeps the money that the taxman doesn't see.